It is sometimes said that politics is the art of the possible. And what this means is that politics is a pragmatic enterprise. It's not just about philosophical propositions, it's about getting things done. And yet I think one of the most remarkable achievements of President Trump is to move the goalposts of what is in fact possible. And he's done this time after time. He has confuted the conventional wisdom about what could be done. He's done this with NATO. People said, there's no way you can get the Europeans to pay more. They've long been sort of free riding on America's defense budgets. They're just not going to do it. And it's in our interest that they be strong and they be protected, so we're going to keep paying. Trump goes, no, they need to pay. And now they are paying. Similarly, trade deals. There's no way Trump could get deals out of China. Why should they agree to these trade deals? And if we impose tariffs, they'll only impose tariffs of their own. Wrong. Trump is actually able to get trade deals out of China. Get the Chinese to pay more. Get the Chinese to agree to buy American products from the farmers and so on. Most striking, it's the deals that Trump is able to make between historically warring peoples in Central Asia, but also in the Middle East. All the deals with Israel and these Arab countries that have been sworn long time enemies of Israel, going back to the beginning of the Jewish state. Now here's John Kerry, who's kind of the voice of the establishment, the voice of sort of Ivy League sophistication, talking about why such deals cannot happen. Listen.
I've heard several prominent politicians in Israel sometimes saying, well, the Arab world's in a different place now. We just have to reach out to them and we can work some things with the Arab world and we'll deal with the Palestinians. No, 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 and no. I can tell you that reaffirmed even in the last week as I have talked to leaders of the Arab community. There will be no advance and separate peace with the Arab world without the Palestinian process and Palestinian peace. Everybody needs to understand that. That is a hard reality.
What strikes me about Kerry isn't just what he says, which of course is flat wrong. Trump sort of proves the idiocy of it. But it's the confidence, the easy manner, the know-it-all attitude. It reminds me of a professor I had at Dartmouth who would say things like, well, isn't it highly ironic, Dinesh, that, the government is locking more and more people up at the very time the crime rates are going down? Now, it never occurred to this guy that maybe the reason crime rates were going down is because the criminals were being locked up. So you've got this bogus sophistication. We see it in academia, we see it in the media, we see it in these inveterate lifelong government officials who pretend to know everything where they know actually nothing. I think Trump embarrasses these people because he has no experience in government, and yet he comes in as an amateur. It's almost like an amateur walking on a baseball field, hitting one home run after another. He makes it look easy. He embarrasses these sophisticates. That's one of the reasons they hate him so much. It's also one of the reasons we need another 4 years of Trump.